Grand Rising. Welcome back to Uncovering Female Narcs. These last two uploads only pointed out even more of how she's a narc and how her control over her family works. This is just how narcissists like to play with people's brains, okay? This is the part where it really gets sick because they do certain things to manipulate people's thought process, okay? By her uploading this, she's actually, when people say, oh, don't let Rose fool you, Rose is definitely not fooling me. This is not what her meltdown looks like. This is not what meltdowns for anyone really look like. I mean, some do, but for the most part, a meltdown doesn't normally have you in the bathtub doing all of this. This is just her way of making fun of it. This is just her way of saying, hey, you guys keep saying I'm this, so I'm going to show you that. She's trying to push the narrative that we create the narratives, okay? A narcissist will go any length, any limit, for this to be portrayed, and that's why it's all a joke to her. It's funny. However, there are subscribers that actually care about her. So with her doing this, it's like, okay, well, you just asked me for prayers, and I'm over here trying to extend love, yet this is what you do. And that's because that's what Rose does. She's a narc. So we're going to get into... I didn't feel the need to really let her speak in this because everything she said in it is just distasteful. It's just, obviously, we're going to let it be shown. This is the thing she's going to do, just to trigger people and things like that. But anyways, we're going to get into the clip where she lets Roz do a lot of talking.
Who does that to a 9-year-old? Who's going to be holding a 9-year-old like this all day? Nobody. He is 3. He is, how old? 5 months.
First of all, you're so worried about negativity that you've forgotten how old your baby is. He's your youngest. There's no way you forgot how old your baby is. Second of all, she just gave the ages to the children, in which I thought the oldest was 10. He's only 9. And you let a 9, 8, and 3-year-old walk alone to the store in Hawaii. Let's get right back into the video.
He is 8. He is 9. Like, of course, they get more attention right now than them two. And the thing about it, which sucks, is in a mono-race family, when the older two are getting less attention and the younger two are getting more attention, it's such a normal thing. Nobody even bats an eye. Nobody says, make sure you...
There goes Race hitting again. And Brett actually ended up prompting him to do it. Like, he started the little motion and he finished it off. Anyways, she's just in her narcissistic ways once again. Pretty much narcs like to control the thought process of people or just manipulate the brain. And no one ever said anything about babying her oldest two. Everyone just kind of asked, why don't you show any type of love and affection towards them? That was the thing. No one thinks you're going to hold Roz or Raiden like a baby. However, you can do something else other than pushing them away, shutting them down, shutting them up. That's all we see. So that's why that statement was made. However, she has morphed it into being about, we want them babied. And it's like, no. But let's get back into the video.
You spend time with the older kids. Nobody says this because everybody just knows it's a super normal thing. It's normal in any family dynamics.
If we need attention, my mom will give it to us. We're allowed to speak. We're allowed to say if we need attention sometimes. Like last night, these two are sleeping. I got to lay what my mom, me and the older one got to lay what mom. So we get attention all we need. When we was babies, we got attention too.
Rose needs to understand that the idea of stay out of grown folks' business was made to protect the child's ear. Okay? It was put in place because children don't need to know what adults speak of. And for her to normally hush him up and let him speak on a topic like this, again, narcissistic. She's typically always hushing them. However, on this specific one, as backup, like she did with Brett when he was back in Arizona and she was in Hawaii, making him go live to prove her point, she let the child speak to prove a point that he's loved. And it's like, listen, children won't understand their narcissistic parents until they're adults. He's gonna be like that probably until he can understand what's going on. So she proved no point by putting him on this platform and letting him speak on this topic as if he's an adult to adults. It definitely made no point. Let's get back into the video.
Like if you guys have brothers and sisters, if you was the younger one, you got attention too, and you're like, I don't know, if you are a hater and stuff and you're saying stuff, when you was a baby and you had older siblings, you had attention too. They probably didn't have one, like I said, because we are the older two.
It's just absolutely, race is a...
And by the context and tone of the way he's speaking, he definitely heard her say that. So he's just kind of repeating what he heard in his own little way. And so we appreciate you, Roz. I don't ever want a child to feel like, hey, we're going up against anything. But hey, when children are taken into CPS, sometimes they don't want to leave. Sometimes they cry and they miss their parents. However, when a child is taken, it's usually because the parents aren't worried about your well-being. Okay, for her to let a 9-year-old be the protection of himself and 2 other children that are completely way too young to walk by themselves and purchase items, they had money on them. She has no idea what Hawaii really has to offer. So to let them do that is wild, and it is concerning. Back to the video.
He's going to require more attention, more affection. Very normal. So yeah, that's that. It has nothing to do with the race of my kids. It has all to do with their age. And like Roz was saying, when they were 3, I raised them up until they was their age right now. Yeah. Literally solely don't like me because of fucking... How you don't like me that bad because you watch me? Just don't watch. Right, babe? Like...
They hate us because they hate us?
Right. What do you think that a person that literally hates somebody that's starting to hate them so...
She is definitely correct. However, just like this comment here, we're allowed to voice those opinions, and she gets angry and gets on live and starts to cuss and threat and put on charades with her children. And it's like, that's exactly why we call you a narcissist, because there's no way you're putting out that kind of content and being upset with people's opinions. You are cursing, you are talking about your husband, you're talking about your ex-husband, you're moving your children every which way, you're talking to them in any kind of way. So it's like, how do you expect someone to watch content like that and not voice themselves? And when they voice themselves, you're back on live calling them every which of jealous, envious. Oh, you must be a single person. You must want my man. You must be a broke person. You must want my money. And it's like, no, how about I just watched something that disturbed me and I commented and that was that. Okay? And the whole live about CPS threats, yes, that was a response to one of my videos, because I feel like, yes, the CPS should be aware that you let a 9, 8, and 3-year-old walk with money to a store while you watched on FaceTime. Obviously, she knew that that wasn't the safest because you're on FaceTime. Okay, you know that they needed eyes on them. However, if anything happened, if somebody crossed the street without looking, race is very he's very sporadic. So what if Race was to hop into the street while Raiden and Roz is walking? What if one of them fell? You obviously didn't teach them to stay off of the curbs of certain things like the ledge of that wall. What if one fell? You are not there to protect them. You're not there to tell a kidnapper, hey, stop. So yes, that is a reason that CPS is called when children are left alone or children are given adult duties. Yes, that is not okay, but she won't understand that. What she'll do is she'll post another threatening video. And that'll be it from